morning, 7th graders. Today, for our lesson in ELA, we are going to be talking about topic versus theme. So I need everyone to sit in a good learning position and have their eyes on me, please. Thank you. So today's goal, what our learning target is that today we are going to work to identify the topic versus the theme when we are reading a story. So the target, you can identify topic and theme. And why does this matter? So 7th graders, you might think to yourself, I can read a story and understand it. Why do I need to know the difference between topic and theme? And these are why. It will help you understand a story better. Okay? You can discover the author's message. Most of the time, authors are trying to convey something to you. They want you to learn something. So when you can identify the theme, you will be able to get that message the author wants you to have. You can answer your comprehension questions better, and it will help you become a stronger reader, which that is what we are working towards here, so that we can read and learn across the curriculum, so in all of your classes. So, what do stories teach us? Why is this important? So stories are always about something, and stories often teach a lesson. So, when we think about the lessons, the boy who cries wolf, the boy who's out watching the sheep, and he comes back to town and says, there's a wolf, and everybody runs out, and there's no wolf. And he does this repetitively until finally there actually is a wolf, and nobody believes him. Nobody will come and help him. So in that instance, we're learning that telling the truth is important, because eventually if you continue to be untruthful or tell lies or fib, whether they're big or small, people aren't going to believe you or trust you. So, the rule, what we are looking at today, the rule of what is a topic and what is the theme when we are looking at literature. So the topic is what the story is about. Generally, 1 or 2 words, and we'll come back to this in a second. Whereas the theme, on the other hand, is what the author wants us to learn about the topic. Okay, so topic, what it's about, 1 to 2 words. Friendship, school, basketball, okay? The theme, on the other hand, is what they want us to learn. It's a complete message. Sometimes it's those cliche sayings. Treat others how you want to be treated. Hard work pays off. Okay? So remember, topic, what our story is about. Theme, what the author wants you to learn about the topic. So we're going to do a little bit of watch me. Mrs. School's going to think out loud while we go through some examples of what are topic and themes in different stories. Now, 7th graders, I have condensed these stories into really short little lessons that we can pick apart, whereas when we are reading our literature here in class, it will be much longer. So, story. A boy practices basketball every day after school. He misses many shots at first, but he keeps practicing, and eventually he becomes one of the best players on his team. Now, I already have the answers up here, but I want you to think, or watch me think through this. When I am thinking about this story that I just read, I need to pick 1 or 2 words that this is about, because that's the rule when I think of topic. So, in 1 word, I think that this is mostly about basketball, okay? This kid who is practicing. The theme, theme. That's something that an author wants me to learn. So in this instance, I'm going to go with hard work and practice leads to improvement. This little boy, he wasn't great at the beginning, but the harder he worked, the better he got. So I feel like that's what the author wants me to take away. And the rule is, what lesson did I learn? Hard work will pay off. Another example, 7th graders. A girl struggles with math and fails her first test. She studies every night and asks for help. Eventually, she's able to earn an A. Okay? So Mrs. School is going to think out loud again. Again, the answers are already there, but I'm going to think out loud. Topic versus theme. I know that topic. I know that I learned earlier the rule is 1 or 2 words. Okay? 1 or 2 words. So, school. Okay? Maybe it's even studying. Okay? But I think school. It's something that this little girl is really working hard at. Okay? Lesson does she learn? I mean, sometimes failure is really hard, and nobody likes to fail. But I think what she learned, this character, and what I can take away from this story is that when we work hard, we will feel success. Studying, asking for help, those things. So persistence leads to success. Okay, one more example. I'm going to think through this. So two friends get into an argument. Later they talk, apologize, and they remain friends. Okay, Mrs. School's thinking out loud. Topic. What are we talking mostly about? I think we're talking about friendship. Okay, one word. We're talking about friendship and what it's like. What is the lesson? Good friendship, it's not easy. Okay, I can relate to this. I know I've done this in my own life. I've had friends that we get into little tiffs, okay? But we have to talk through it, apologize, and we have to remain friends. So I think that the theme here is that good friendship requires forgiveness and understanding. Okay, some non-examples of theme. So 7th graders, we know that the topic can be one word, okay? So topic, friendship, that works, that's one word. But our theme, can theme be friendship? No, very good, it cannot be, because it's not a lesson. We're not learning anything by just saying friendship. We have to come up with more than that. What about friendship do we know? Just like in our last example, good friendship requires forgiveness. That's a theme, okay? Another non-example, topic, school, yes, that is a topic, that works, it's 1 or 2 words. That's what the story is about. But it can't be a theme. It's not teaching us a lesson. Okay? So they aren't themes. A theme has to teach us something. What did we learn? What are we taking away? All right, reviewing our rule, because pretty soon it's going to be your turn to practice. So, topic, what the story is about. 1 or 2 words. Theme, what the author wants us to learn about the topic. So remember, the topic is usually the 1 or 2 words, and the theme is a complete lesson or a message. So, I would like to practice together, okay? Remembering our rules of topic and theme. The student studies every night and improves their grades. What do we think the topic is? Yes, very good. The topic again could relate back to school or to studying. What could our theme be then? Yes, very good. Our theme again is hard work can pay off. A new student sits alone at lunch. Another student invites them to join the group. What is the topic? Maybe acceptance. Good. What else could it be? Friendship. Another great one. Okay. What is the theme? What do we think the theme is? Very good. Being kind to new people can lead to new friendships. Very excellent. Okay, let's practice again. A soccer team keeps practicing after losing several games, but eventually wins. What is this about? It's about what? One word. Yes, soccer. Very good. And what is the theme? Very good. The theme is that the hard work pays off. Practicing makes perfect. Great. A boy tells the truth even though he knows he might get into trouble. What is the topic? Good. Honesty. Okay. What could our theme be then? Excellent. Our theme could be sometimes doing the right thing isn't always easy. A girl practices piano every day and performs confidently at her recital. What is our topic? Maybe performing. Good. Practice. Good. And a theme that can go along with that? Good. We're back to that hard work pays off. Very good, 7th graders. Okay, so theme or topics. We're going to go back. I want to do a little review with you. So this is going to be kind of an interactive thing. So you are going to check for your understanding. You're going to show 1 finger if you believe it's a topic, and 2 if you believe it is theme. Okay, friendship. 7th graders, on the count of 3, everyone show me on your fingers. Is that a topic or a theme? 1, 2, 3. Very good. Most of you have 1 finger up. Hard work leads to success. Show me in 3, 2, 1. Very good, 7th graders. You all have 2 fingers up, and that is exactly correct. School. Show me in 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Everybody has a 1. And our last example, honesty builds trust. In 3, 2, 1. Very good. It is a theme. 7th graders, great job. So what did we learn today? We learned that topic is what a story is about. That is our rule that we are following every time. When Mrs. School thought through, when you answered the questions, that is the rule we follow for topic. For theme, that's what an author wants us to learn. Theme will teach us a lesson. Topic is 1 or 2 words. Okay? So how are they different? Topic is what the story is about, and theme is the lesson we can learn from the story. Great job today, 7th graders. Today you learned how to identify the topic and the theme of a story. And you will remember now, because you have learned our 2 rules, that topic is what it's about and theme is what the author wants us to learn. Thank you for doing a great job learning today.